Before we begin, remember this. Sometimes evil hides behind ordinary lives, waiting to be seen until one careless mistake brings the darkness crashing down. Stay till the end because this is how a single floppy disk ended decades of terror. For over 30 years, Wichita, Kansas lived in the shadow of a ghost. He called himself BTK, Bind, Torture, Kill, a name as cold and methodical as the man himself. Between 1974 and 1991, 10 people fell victim to a killer who studied his prey like puzzles. He watched them, planned every move, then vanished without a trace. He left haunting letters for police, filled with codes and details only the killer could know. Then, just as suddenly, he stopped. For over a decade, silence. By the early 2000s, BTK had become a grim legend, a cautionary tale whispered in crime circles. But then, out of nowhere, the messages started again. Letters to news stations, packages left in parks, cereal boxes containing clues. The killer had returned older, bolder, and convinced he was still untouchable. One message in particular changed everything. BTK, in his arrogance, asked police a question. Could they trace him through computer disks? Detectives, desperate to keep him talking, replied in a newspaper ad, "No, the disk will be safe." He believed them. Days later, a purple floppy disk arrived at a Wichita TV station. Inside was a Word document. Digital forensics teams immediately went to work, and within hours they found what Rader thought he'd erased, a hidden metadata tag. It contained a single word, Christ Lutheran Church, and the author name, Dennis. Detectives searched church records and found one match. Dennis Rader, a middle-aged compliance officer, church president, husband, and father. The face of respectability hiding the soul of a sadist. They followed him, collected a DNA sample from his daughter's medical records, and matched it perfectly to evidence from the old BTK crime scenes. The hunt was finally over. When officers confronted him, Rader didn't run. He simply sighed and said, "I guess you got me." After 31 years, BTK's empire of fear collapsed because of his own vanity, his need to be heard again. Behind the quiet suburban life was a man who couldn't stop craving recognition. In the end, it wasn't science or luck that caught him. It was pride. Hit like and subscribe to the channel to receive notification for new stories like this one.